From IsReal News, this is the midday briefing for Sunday, February 15th. The United States is discussing potential support for Israel in a possible conflict with Iran, according to a CBS report cited by Israeli media. The report says President Donald Trump told Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in a December conversation that he would support Israeli strikes on Iran's ballistic missile program if talks with Tehran fail. The report also says U.S. officials have discussed possible assistance, including aerial refueling and arrangements for overflight permissions. This comes as U.S.-Iran diplomacy continues alongside heightened military planning in the region. Israel's Channel 12 and other outlets report that Netanyahu convened a security discussion after returning from the United States, with Iran and Gaza among the issues on the agenda. In remarks delivered in Jerusalem, Netanyahu said any agreement with Iran must address ballistic missiles, nuclear activity, and Iran's support for regional proxies. This comes as Israeli officials continue to press for broader terms than a nuclear-only framework. President Trump says countries participating in a U.S.-backed Peace Council initiative for Gaza have pledged more than $5 billion for reconstruction and humanitarian efforts, according to Israeli reporting. Trump again said Hamas must disarm. Netanyahu said Israel has destroyed roughly 150 kilometers of tunnels, out of what he described as about 500 kilometers, and said Israel intends to continue operations aimed at removing Hamas weapons capabilities, including tunnels and production infrastructure.
They still have tunnels there. We dismantled about 150 kilometers of 500 kilometers of tunnels. We have to complete the job. That means also that you can't hide weapons labs or other facilities that they use to rearm themselves, regroup, and reform, which they're trying to do. We're giving the president's plan a chance. And he put it very succinctly. He said it can be done the easy way or it can be done the hard way. We hope that it'll be done the easy way because we know the ravages of war. We know what it means to lose people. We know the human cost of war. But that goal has to be achieved one way or the other, and one way or the other, it will be achieved. In the meantime, when there's a ceasefire, it doesn't mean that we can't do anything. They attack us, including yesterday and today. We killed 13 terrorists. We act in response. We don't wait.
The Prime Minister spoke to a gathering of American Jewish leaders in Jerusalem. This occurs amid continued negotiations and planning around Gaza governance and post-war stabilization. New satellite imagery indicates China is accelerating work at sensitive nuclear-related sites, according to reporting that cites expert assessments. The reporting describes new construction and upgrades at facilities believed to be connected to nuclear weapons-related research and plutonium core development. This comes as major powers continue to modernize nuclear forces amid growing strategic competition. In Israel, maritime and ports officials are warning that a proposed transaction involving the Israeli shipping company Zim could leave Israel without an independent maritime shipping capability in the short term, according to Israeli business reporting. The officials say Israel relies heavily on sea transport for imports and that the state has depended on Zim in emergencies when foreign carriers reduce operations. The development follows reports of a split transaction that would change ownership and control of key assets tied to shipping capacity. In New York, a historic synagogue building in Brooklyn is at the center of a dispute tied to a planned affordable housing development, according to local reporting. Community representatives say the building, constructed in the 1920s, could face demolition, while litigation and negotiations continue over possible preservation commitments. The incident takes place amid broader debates in major cities over housing development, landmark protection, and the future of legacy religious sites. That's the midday briefing from IsReal News.